How we doing today?
I think it's the most awesome thing we can do. Sacramento's worked really hard for this. So to do it 2 years in a row is really great.
Hi. Hey, we're on film. Video at 11. You have to edit that part. You have to edit the part. And I'm Bonnie. And I'm retired. That's why I'm not wearing black.
And that's why we won, because she's retired.
Edit the part right.
I think it's fantastic stuff. We won President's Award twice in a row. I think it's a commitment that we all have toward working well and doing well here in the United States.
Number one.
Hey.
Well, I'm excited because we went back to back the second time that we went, and we're gonna keep in focus to win the third time.
So how about the first three tables? Peel off 3 tables at a time, so when the first 3 tables go, please, then the next 3. So the first 3 tables at that end, go grab some grub.
It feels awesome. It means that, mission accomplished. We did it for our team. We have one hell of a team. We all did it together. That's why we're here today.
Welcome to the 2013 President's Award event. As we're trying to figure out who said it, but either Casey Stengel or Yogi Bear, and a lot of you guys are too young to remember those guys, but they said, who would have thunk it? And who would have thunk that we'd be back here twice in a row? And that's why we said earlier we want to be back 3 times in a row, and we will be. So anyway, welcome. We got. I'm going to introduce some folks that came up to join us again like last year, our friends, our customers. This year we have a couple of community friends that are here, and we're going to introduce those. And then we have some out-of-town guests from United that are here, and a gentleman from Lagasse, somebody from ORS NASCO. So I'm going to go through it pretty quick so I can eat, and I need to eat. So first, our dealers back on the table with is Palace. They used to be Palace Art and Office Products, and I keep saying it, but it's Palace Business Solutions. They just went through a rebranding, but it's owner Frank Trowbridge and Mike Hattrip, their warehouse manager back there. Thank you guys for coming. Off to my left, and I'm left-handed, so I can see him over there, is from Give Something Back. It's Joe Lapino and Rosalie White. Thank you very much. And down right in front of me with, where's Bob Irwin? No, there's Bob. And last year, make sure I introduce Bob, because last year I forgot to introduce Bob, and shame on me. He's going to get 2 intros. So our friends from Burkett's, it's Todd Thurman and Carl Miller. Thank you guys for coming. The out-of-town visitors, we'll start, we always have to start with HR, is Marie Lampman. Marie, can you stand up? Some people know you here. Actually, Marie's the West Region HR or for a few facilities, but she's domiciled in Portland. Sorry about that. Also here today is Lynn Finkel. She took over the ORS NASCO down in Visalia. She just moved out from Albany, New York, so she's getting to enjoy this great California weather. Lynn, thank you, and welcome. And to her left and my right is a gentleman down at the Lagasse down in, is it Union City? Tim Sherman, thank you. Sorry. Oh, Shannon, I'm sorry. And now the last guy, I can't pronounce his name, and I haven't seen him, but he's our region. He's up in Seattle, but he's taken over for the region transportation job. It's Kevin O. We're going to go with Kevin O. Where's Kevin at? Right there. And you guys know how I am about blood, so finally the lady, we invited her here that is always happy when we donate, and that she always is pushing me to get more donators. No, she doesn't. She's a very nice young lady. It's Gail Graves back there. Gail. she's very appreciative, and Blood Source is that what we do. So thank you guys, and she thanks me all the time, said how wonderful we are. So it's wonderful to you. So, and over to my right now is our friends. Our second favorite community partner is the folks from the Habitat for Humanity, and we have Lane Himmelman, Molly Gautreau, and Lacey DeWalter. Thank you guys very much for coming. They actually were out on a build today, so they joined us after a build today. So they do good things for the community and, you know, build a lot of affordable housing for folks who normally couldn't afford it. So thank you guys very much. Who else? The sales team, now I get to introduce Bob Irwin again. He's our only account manager that's here, so a round of applause for Bob Irwin. And now I think I'm done. I get to introduce you know, the DO, and the DO stands for Director of Operations. Who would that be? Bill. Bill Gamalski. He gets to come over and take over now.
Always can count on you guys, that's for sure. And once again, it's great to be in Sacramento, right? So, and thanks to Herb for his painstaking, stress-filled week of putting this all together. He's a champion. So. Well, this is year number 2, and you know, we'll go for 3, but the only way we'll get there is just continue doing what we do. We take care of the customers. We take care of ourselves through safety, looking out for each other, and making sure that quality is job one. And that's really what it's about. The productivity part of it, that just comes by not making a lot of mistakes, because you don't have a lot of rework, and it's about getting the job done in that respect. So let's do it right, let's do it efficiently, and let's do it lean, because that will be different this year. So I'm sure we've heard a lot of lean already, but it's going to be a lot more. So. And when we talk about lean, you know, I've heard it's been called the journey, but it's more, I think it's more an adventure, and it's not Bill and Ted's adventure. It's more or less an adventure, because it really should pique your interest in what the building could be and what it should be. We've got a lot of processes we got to review. We're finding things that we're just asking each other, why do we do it this way? And are we doing it this way? And that's what's going to make the difference in being the best of the best. And that's what we'll be again. We'll be the best. We measure ourselves against ourselves, and we'll continue to do that. It's always been about, you know, I came from a background of running, and I say background because it's not in the forefront anymore. My coach told me, you never look back, because that means somebody's catching up on you, like Satchel Paige said, I think. So we have to continue looking forward, embracing what we have, and make sure we're doing what we're doing. When we look at you know, the 3 awards that we won again this year, the most improved, when we look at how we ranked out with the group, we were actually number 4 in safety, number 2 in quality, and number 2 in the cost factor. So there's some room there, but to improve over outstanding results is going to be a challenge, and we'll be able to do that through our due diligence, making sure we're taking care of everything that we can do. Best performing, well, we were number 1 in all 3 of those, so I will take the best performing over most improved, that's for sure. But in the President's Award of Excellence, we were 3rd in safety, 1st in quality, and 1st in cost factor. So we took care of the profit and loss as well as the quality aspects against all the other buildings, which I think there's 32 supply buildings. So that's great efforts by everybody there. There's another component that comes into play, and it's a secret component. I don't know exactly what numeric value they put to it, but it's called leadership. And I think it's more of a tiebreaker if necessary. But when we look at what we've done as an organization this year in this building, leadership is outstanding. When we have people like Herb, you know, the partnerships with the Habitat folks, the Blood Source folks, it's just outstanding. So we got to make sure that we make that and continue to make that part of our culture. The culture of this building is what it's all about. The wellness component as well. I think we've had a lot of fun with that. I think It's been a great injection into the building as far as getting out to knowing each other outside of work, getting healthy, getting your 5,000 steps in, making sure you get your wellness credits. So it's exciting that we have somebody like Herb leading that, and it's a big component and really kind of pulls into the entire building of what the President's Award is all about. The challenges for this year. I mean, challenges are right in front of us right now. We've got our first day of new business coming up here, and that's the Hawaii shipments that are now going to be shipped out of Sacramento. We're combining that with the additional drop ship business that we'll see a week from Monday, which is going to represent a 20% increase in business to the building. And I think in both communications meeting, I said I'm scared. And I should be scared, but everybody has told me, don't be scared. But if I'm not scared, that's just the way life is, right? So we've got that, and I just kind of like go through a little exercise here because I've talked to most of the new folks that have come in here and talked about the years and years of great associates that we've had in the building. And so what I like to do is, hopefully most of you are done eating, is everybody that's got 25 years or more of service, if you could stand up. Or had 25 years or more. Okay, how about everybody with 20 plus? Derek. 15 plus? Dang. How about over 10? Keep standing. Let's keep standing here. Okay, over 5. Okay. Now that's really impressive. Now how about over 2? Don't be shy now, John Ward. Gabe, you haven't been here over 2 years? Almost? Well, stand up. Okay. Lindley, you been here over? Yeah. Okay. Now, this tells me a lot, and it tells Steve Isaac, my boss, a lot, Marie, Cindy, and the group, everybody here, that people like to work here. Most of the time. I can't say every day is a cakewalk. I know it's a lot of tough work, but if you all can be seated now. It's a testimony of things and the leadership in the building that keep you wanting to come back. Now, everybody that has been here less than a year, I'd like you to stand up. Less than a year, Ravina. Don't be bashful, because this is about, when I talk to the group in the communication meetings, thank you all, is about making sure that our 19 new teammates that are coming in here are as big a part of the team as the people that have been here for 25 to 30 years. It's the only thing that's going to make us continue to be successful. Big aspect of safety, taking care of each other. And I can say I feel real good with some of the feedback I've seen and heard from some of the new hires that the training and the questions and the answers and making them successful has been outstanding. So thank you all for that. So just to close this up, I'm going to let Steve Isaacs come up here, who's the West Region VP of Operations. Can't thank him enough, because support comes from outside the building as well. I can say there's been several conversations when I've had to pick up the phone, Steve, I need this, or no, Steve, Ted needs this, or whatever it may be, and he's always supported the building, and it's great to have the honor of Steve being up here for the second year in a row and coming up here and saying a few words. So thank you.
Somebody asked me, do you like coming here? And when I walked in earlier today, and I got to tell you, when I look at this from a region perspective, it can't get any more funner. I don't even know what the word is. to come to a facility like Sacramento, particularly 2 years in a row for this event. I'm going to talk for a minute about the significance. Bill touched on it, but it's thrilling to be able to do this. You know, as Bill mentioned, there's 32 facilities on the supply side, 70 facilities with all of our business units around the country. And to do this 2 years in a row, first, as I remember talking last year, the sweep never had happened before, never happened in the company. It was pretty much spread out. So the ability to sweep 2 years in a row, and part of that Bill touched on last year was best performance last year. So that was the best of the best last year. And this year, won most improved again, when last year it was already the best. That is just unprecedented. And it's just, again, it's phenomenal. So do I like coming here? Absolutely love coming here. You know, first, I want to say one other thing too, and then just a couple notes. And Bill already's looking at his watch. He did. But to also, on behalf of Tim Conley and Kirk Armstrong, Tim Conley is our president, kind of gets the President's Award, the name. He runs our supply chain. I think most of you know that for all the companies. And Kirk Armstrong, our Senior VP of Operations. They weren't able to make today, and they weren't able to make last year, if you recall. And someone asked me that earlier today as well. They will make it in 2.5 weeks. So I'll be coming back because they couldn't, there were business things going on. They couldn't get out of Chicago. So I'll be back actually I know the date, the 8th or 8th. So April 8th and 9th with them, all just to say hi and just to congratulate you once again. I mean, they feel that strongly about this. Maybe more. We'll see what we can work out. But again, I wanted to make sure you know that again, it's just the timing of this, and it just made sense overall. So, but they definitely will be out here, and that'll be another opportunity to talk and see them, and for them to just show their appreciation. You know, again, on this, it's just it was hard for me. Bill will tell you, I was with him at an event. I can't even think of where we were, but I knew what the results were, and I was actually with him that day, and it was probably the hardest thing for me not to be able to tell him, hey, you did this again, because and he was kind of
told me everybody else did it once.
well, yeah, so you know, but it truly is. It's a pleasure for me to have someone like Bill here. And again, a pleasure to me to come here to work with you, the management team here, the leadership team here, and the folks here, and a lot of reasons for that. One thing that I want to mention that was won this past year in 2013 was what we call the Legacy of Giving Award, the Dick Gottenauer Legacy of Giving Award. It's only the second year that's been given, and what that is, that recognizes this facility for the time, the talent, the treasure that you give to the community, that you give to yourself, and that is phenomenal. And again, I mentioned Bill knew last year when I was here last year. I knew that was going on too, and I wasn't allowed to mention that because it hadn't been announced yet. But again, that's why I want to take the time this year to talk about that. There are a lot of things that, as you know, based on the folks that are here even helping support this, that this facility does to support our communities, and that's what separates us. You know, another thing that separates this facility, and this is where I am going to ask some folks to stand up, is I'm going to ask everybody in this room that worked outside of this facility in another facility over the past year to stand up. Yeah, it just, yep, okay. Now, again, when I say this is what separates this facility from everybody else, is there were a lot of events last year going on. We had some acquisitions. We were merging facilities. And we had a pretty significant incident in one of our facilities in Ohio, in Columbus, Ohio, where, in essence, a tornado hit the facility. It took out the roof, a good chunk of the roof, and the building was down for almost 8 months. And when that happened on a Friday. That following Monday, all the business in that facility was operating out of other facilities in that area, particularly Cleveland, Ohio. And we had folks, I know there's folks here that I was just asking earlier. How many weeks were you guys there total? 7 weeks. Helping Cleveland to be able to help support that area. And again, we didn't miss a beat. Didn't miss a beat here in terms of taking care of our customers, and didn't miss a beat there. All those Columbus accounts that were reassigned until we got that building up to speed, it was seamless. And then that's a credit. There was scenarios last year where there was help in our Visalia facility during an acquisition integration. There was help in our facility in Los Angeles during the acquisition integration on the ORS side. So what's cool about that is it's not just our supply building. Our supply, these folks went from here and went to different systems, different operating platforms, and actually helped them get going, helped them be successful. And it's phenomenal to have the number of folks. And as Bill will tell you, when these things happen, and they do, things go on. And we were very lucky in Ohio. Again, let me go back to that, because nobody was hurt, and we were operating when that happened. So it was, credit to them and how they do their safety and things like that. But, when we go, anytime that kind of thing happens, in my position, my counterparts, we always get that call, hey, can we help support? This is the first place I call. And again, I'll know within an hour. So we got more people, Steve, we have more people than we can give you right now. And it's a credit to you. So you all deserve a round of applause for that. So the last thing, and Bill touched a little bit on this, is now 2 years in a row, just fantastic. So where do we go from here? Because it's easy to sit back now and go, wow. It's easy after 1 year. And I mean, what you did this past year is phenomenal. But where do we go from here? And what's also very cool about this facility and what we're looking at in terms of what you've all been hearing about with this lean and becoming a lean organization, lean facility, is this facility is already farther ahead of that. And when I say that, we're farther ahead of that process, but nowhere close to where we need to be. And that's going to be, I've been hearing in the last couple of days, all kinds of things that have been going on, process changes, improvements, and not just from the managers, but really from the folks saying, this is neat, this is cool, where we're doing this, we're making it, why didn't we do this last year, that kind of thing. This isn't the flavor of the month for us as a company, and certainly a facility. It's truly going to be a cultural shift for us as a company. So and this facility for the region is going to be it's going to be the primary facility to help us get there. We don't have the resources to be able to get a lot of experts in this process to get to every facility. So we're going to develop those experts here, because this is the facility, again, it always steps up and always helps. So it's also the reality of that, I think, as some of you probably know based on some of the things you've seen and learned already, this gives us an opportunity not to work harder, but to work what? Smarter. And again, I think some of the things I've already heard are phenomenal. You just shake your head going, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? In fact, I heard a story, and I'll leave it at that. Bill's already going, come on, Steve. As simple as this sounds, one of the things I heard on one of the stories was what we call shadow boards, where we have things around where we have tools to do our jobs, that kind of thing. And one of the shadow boards had some housekeeping things going on. It was a mop. And that mop was in an area where, and again, I'm going to elaborate a little on the thing, but the aisle in that area was 36 inches wide, but the mop was 48 inches wide. And somebody would turn the mop to make it work. But it's simple little, again, that's a simple little thing. Like, well, why don't we get mops that are 36 inches wide? But as we start to look at every hundreds and thousands of processes that we do, it's going to be phenomenal. That's what's going to happen in this facility, and then how we're going to take it from here and expand it. And again, this is going to be ground zero for the West region. So again, I appreciate that, and thank you very much for that. So with that, Bill still, no more Steve, but again, I truly enjoy coming here. I know, that's what he's staring at. He's playing like he's staring at me. No, again, I truly just want to thank you one more time. I enjoy coming up here. And again, the facilities in the West, particularly where, that I oversee, are actually look up to you guys. They want to be Sacramento. And then that's a credit to you. So thank you very much for that. Thanks for having me up again. I'll see you in a few more weeks. Herb, hopefully we'll get some food. I don't know, we'll work that out. I liked how the credit card thing worked today. So. But again, thank you very much, and again, one more round of applause.
How was the food? Was it good? Yeah, better. Better? Hey, that's always good. 2 years in a row, we upgrade on the food, better choices. Thanks to the group from Lucille's putting us on. And we're going to have another group picture. So we want to get that pulled off fast. No, safely, but fast. But before you get up and start heading down that way, make sure you look under your chair. It could be. It could be something for you. So go ahead and take those, and let's assemble down at the end down there. What'd you get?
I think it's phenomenal. I'm proud of everyone. We work really well together as a team, and we work hard, long hours, and I really appreciate everyone's time and energy and cooperation, and I hope we can do it a third time. I think it can be done. I'm just really proud of everybody, and I want to thank everybody for their cooperation and everything, because it's just really a blessing to have that.
I think it's fantastic. I think no one deserves it better than United Stationers in Sacramento. It's a good place to be. We are enthusiastic about getting it 3 times in a row. We are here. We are going to do it. We are in it to win it.